Overnight, Israel ordered a new wave of evacuations in the densely packed, war-battered Gaza. The Israeli military said it will forcefully operate against Hamas militants hiding in designated humanitarian zones in the southern neighborhoods of Khan Younis. The UN warned the order significantly destabilize aid operations in the Palestinian territory, where desperation deepens. Deborah Pata is in East Jerusalem for us. Deborah, good morning.
Good morning. Our team on the ground in Gaza tells us that the Israeli evacuation orders cover an area in Khan Younis that's part of a roughly 20-square-mile humanitarian safe zone, sheltering about 1.8 million Palestinians. This, as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been doing the political rounds in the U.S.
There may have been applause for Netanyahu in Congress, but hardly anyone is cheering for him back home. For desperate hostage families, a deal seems to be little more than a mirage. The Israeli leader met with former President Donald Trump, who's previously rebuked Netanyahu for being weak. But this time, Trump's criticism was reserved for Vice President Kamala Harris.
I think her remarks were disrespectful. They weren't very nice, pertaining to Israel.
Both Trump and Harris have called for a hostage deal, but the vice president added a ceasefire would also end the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza.
We cannot look away in the face of these tragedies. We cannot allow ourselves to become numb to the suffering, and I will not be silent.
This past week has seen sustained Israeli airstrikes, often in safe zones, displacing tens of thousands of people who've already fled multiple times. Casualties have been streaming into overburdened hospitals, many of them women and children. Just today, the Israeli military targeted a school that served as a shelter and a medical facility, but the IDF claims it was a Hamas command center.
45 American doctors and nurses who have volunteered in Gaza have written to President Biden calling for an arms embargo against Israel. Every day, the U.S. continues to supply weapons to Israel, they say, is another day that women are shredded with our bombs and children are murdered with our bullets. Jeff?
Deborah Pata, thank you.